I'm Logica from Scottish Government, and I was the technical assurance lead for Scottish Government on the electronic vote counting project and also the contract manager for the project. eCounting is the system we used for the 2012 local government elections to count all the paper votes cast in the elections. So that means a system, a piece of technology, and it also means a lot of logistical work and effort to support the actual counts themselves.
Essentially, single transferable vote is a complex algorithm for elections.
As a general rule of thumb, many elections would take up to 3 days to count manually. Electronic counting is normally completed within hours.
From Logica's perspective, there are a number of unique aspects about the project. Obviously, the high-profile nature of it, the fact that it was to do with elections, which certainly in Scotland, Logica had never undertaken a project like that before, and the fact that there really was a fixed deadline.
Logica were bringing the scale, bringing the project management, bringing the implementation. Optivote were bringing the election expertise. We are the niche market provider. We are the people that understand the legislation.
Logica's role in that was to make sure that that software, the solution, the technical platform on which it sat, the way it was deployed into local government, the way it was supported, and the training and the whole package of logistics around that was all done properly and rigorously and all worked on the day. The approach that we took on this particular project was very much a partnership one.
We set up a project office in Edinburgh. Scottish Government were able to find us some office space that we used for the entirety of the project.
We were able to bring, really the best out of each other in terms of the strengths that we both had.
The thing that impressed me most about Logica's approach on this was not only their desire and willingness to work in partnership, but their utter commitment to getting out the right outcome and getting success for the project, which was matched by ourselves and Optivote. So it was an easy partnership, if you like, because we were all aligned around the same goals and objectives and outcomes. My brief for the project was really around technical testing largely and technical assurance, and the brief was to test the software and the solution to destruction.
The testing processes were extremely robust, but they had to be extremely robust.
We tested what happened if the papers were crumpled up, what happened if they weren't marked up properly, what happened if voters didn't use the recommended type of writing implement, and we invited Scottish Government to come in and create a disaster scenario, which they did by unplugging various things, messing up the papers. We were then able to demonstrate that we could recommence the count and achieve the correct result. So that was a really important milestone for us.
The eCount day itself went very well. The first count was successfully completed. That's the first council complete count and was completed by Orkney at 10:30 in the morning. But a number of the counts were quite ahead of what most people were predicting to be the schedules. So that was quite interesting, because the BBC were geared up to do their election live coverage from, I think it was mid-afternoon or early afternoon, and in fact by that time a great deal of the results were already in.
In Highland in Scotland, one of the wards had a very, very close result. We're working to 5 decimal places, so we had a result that was 2.01 of a difference between the two candidates.
And in those circumstances, quite often the losing candidate will appeal and ask the returning officer to agree to recount, and that actually happened.
A recount in the system means that all of the ballot papers are rescanned.
The system has to count all the votes all over again. All the adjudication has to be redone by human beings.
The answer came out exactly the same as it did from the first time, to 5 decimal places.
Delivery on a single day to all 32 local authorities successfully was fantastic.
The highlight of eCounting, apart from the fun bits of actually working on the project, but the highlight is obviously the success in delivery. So it's a one-day one opportunity, you can't miss it, delivery space that we had to deal with here. So the success and the highlight has to be the actual day of the eCount itself.
There were things that made me really proud. Actually, on the day when we knew we'd finished and we'd got everything done, we were all together in our support centre in Edinburgh. That was the Logica team, the Optivote team, the Scottish Government team, and it was just a brilliant feeling when we knew that we'd done it.
The logistical effort required to do this was just incredible, and it's an amazing piece of work. Really difficult, really challenging. I'd be very happy to work with Logica again. They've proved a good, reliable partner with who've been able to produce a huge number of staff to work on the eCounting project at the right time with the right skills. Very professional people. They've been a pleasure to work with. So yes, I'd be more than happy to work with them again.
In excess of 4 million eligible Scottish voters, 1,223 councillors elected, 170 staff supplied by Logica to support the count, one team on the day comprising Scottish Government, Logica and Optivote, 700 workstations, 269 scanners, 72 servers, 352 wards contested, 1.6 million papers processed, all done on one day.